Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd of Bish's RV. I'll be your guide today. Been a couple years since I had a chance to really go through this one, get you some update footage. This is, for a number of years, been a very popular couples model. It checks some very major boxes, like it will qualify for what most people would consider, I think, half-ton towability. There's some half-tons in some towing scenarios like mountains where maybe you would want to step up on your vehicle, but a lot of times this would be in that half-ton towable potential category. It gives us a slide out for extra space, no carpet, no vents in the floor, larger air conditioner, private bedroom, a little bit of a battery tending solar package, holding tank heat pads on every single one of your holding tanks with an enclosed belly. And today we're looking at the really smexy black label package, which upgrades from a conventional tin skin to that high gloss gel coat fiberglass that we're looking at here today. And it just completely transforms almost the entire look and feel of the RV. Plus, there's some other things on the inside of the RV that go with it. Got that electric fireplace. Now, this isn't made for that Arctic cold camping, but short of that Arctic cold camping, that little electric heater will keep you very toasty in the living room without burning your propane, which is kind of cool. Little outdoor drink station with a fridge and a little ice maker and a bunch of other handy widgets, gizmos, and doodads on this one. Well, like any RV, it's got positives and negatives. It's a step-up slide, which some people may not prefer. There's really no option here for like a true theater seat or anything like that as well. Despite seeing the fiberglass, it's not in that really, it's subjective, but upper echelon of like equipment package kind of RVs, but it's also going to be a lot closer to the more budget kind of campers out there. It's a really smarter class kind of in-betweener right here that does a lot of good things, but there's some things about it that you just may not flat out like a radius shower. You might not like the radius shower. You might not like the bed. I want to volunteer the stuff that you might enjoy and might not enjoy both in this video as equally as I can to give you the fairest estimation of what this one may offer you. And if you appreciate that, hit that subscribe button, like our video. Let's get in there. And you know, every RV has its high points. Every RV has its low points. That's certainly true. This one, it doesn't have the most campsite window coverage, but it's also not terrible. To give you a reference point, we're staring at the back of the RV right now. This is a rear sofa model with the dinette slide over here. And again, some of the plus minus aspects of this. It is a full, big, what I call true U dinette slide, but it is a step-up slide system. This floor plan was originally developed with a Schwintek slide. That mechanism was later replaced by the current Norco Exact Slide system. So this is a cable slide system. There's two varieties. This is Exact Slide, not AccuSlide. Exact Slide doesn't necessarily have to be as much of a step up as this floor plan has, but because this floor plan was originally made with a different slide system, it just kind of grandfathered in that way, you know. Now, I was mentioning the campsite window coverage. I'm actually going to slide over here. I'm going to slide into the dinette, and when you sit down, you actually kind of realize that your living room has pretty decent window coverage, you know. Now, these tall vertical windows do not open for airflow on the Black Label Edition. I cannot remember with 100% certainty. This is one of the very weird things about Black Label Edition. Those tall windows are not airflow windows. I think on the standard series they actually might be. Pretty sure it is, at least in the living room. Somebody double check that for me, I guess. 15,000 BTU centralized air conditioner as well, so no real need to upgrade that. A very common question I get on this all the time. I want to try to head this horse off at the pass, so if this is useful, at least drop me a little like button on the video or something. Sometimes people say, oh, can I get it like with a theater seat, high to bed, etc., etc.? To my knowledge, no. I've done some asking. I've never heard a yes on that. I personally actually suspect you could physically fit a theater seat in here, but they don't offer one. So I can't tell you yes. There might be something under the sofa I don't know about, although I think it's empty down there. Good spot for some power outlets back in that corner. There's power outlets on beside the sofa on both sides, by the way. The curtains are kind of blocking them. Now, I don't have them displayed. And I don't want to do it live on camera because I know it gives some people migraines. This uses, they're still using zebra shades on these. And if you don't know what those are, that's what those are. Depending on how you roll it, you can either have like, partial privacy, or you can line them up so that they have full privacy. Some people like them. Some people love them. Some people absolutely despise them. I don't really care which camp you're in. I just want to tell you what this RV has so you can decide if you might consider buying it or not, you know? And for those of you who just watch for the general entertainment purpose, thank you so much for all your support. I don't say that, I don't thank you enough, but thank you very much. Now, Black Label Edition upgrades from thermal foil kitchen countertops to the solid surface that we're looking at here. But if you look back up top, like, it's got a really nice bank of overhead cabinets. It's really good storage. It's about twice what you would normally get because the microwave is down here. This is an electric air fryer microwave oven. This RV does not have a traditional propane oven. Not available as an option. They just don't do it in this one. For some folks, no oven, no sale. I'm not one of those people. I don't really care if an RV has an oven. Personally, I would rather my RV not have an oven, but that's the way that I camp. I am a park pavement princess camper. I don't do dispersed camping. I don't do boondock off-grid camping, and I don't cook cookies and biscuits in an RV oven all the time. If you're cooking biscuits and gravy for breakfast, please call me, by the way, because man, that is some good eating. But that's just not how we tend to camp. So that's just me, you know. I do appreciate that this is, carpetless, ventless flooring. That's become so common in the industry, but I'm happy for it, you know. Nobody typically wanted a lot of carpeting, although there was people don't believe me, but I've been doing this a long time. Hello, USB plugs over there in the corner. How you doing? There was a time where you could actually option extra carpet into RVs, and it was a very commonly desired option, which I tell people that, and they're like, yeah, sure, Grandpa, time to take your medicine, but it's a real thing. I swear, I'm not making it up. That's how it was. Now, let's talk about this over here. This is weird, and I get it. Sometimes people really don't like this, but like if I'm sitting on the sofa, the entertainment center is over there where that bracket would be. Now, what's funny is a lot of RVs used to have this kind of layout with a super slide, and the TV would be twice as far away, and nobody batted an eyelash. But as we've become a very entertainment-focused kind of society, a lot of people say that entertainment hookup is too far away. First of all, I'd recommend you see it in person because the camera lies. I don't even use a fisheye wide-angle lens, and the camera still lies. Secondly, this right here. People get really weirded out by the fact that the electric, quote, fireplace is basically a belly burner. It's up here located next to your chesticles, depending on how tall you are. And people say, oh, it's going to cook that slide out. No, it won't. That's just not what they do. They literally, when this RV was first originally designed, if you watch through some of my older videos, they used to have it by the floor. And they found out that it was not, basically, there's a proximity sensor built into those things. And the actual dinette that sticks out was preventing it from working properly. So that's why they moved it up. They moved it to the position that it works, so that it works. But I get it. It's weird. It's not for everybody. And it sounds like, well, sure, it sounds like something somebody who, sells these things for a living would say. Well, here's the cool thing. I am not in sales. I am not personally a commissioned salesperson. Nothing wrong with those. Obviously, I work for a sales-based organization. But I don't get paid anything more if you do or don't buy this RV. Now, if you quit buying RVs entirely, I'm out of the job. But I get it. But I have no personal incentive to make stuff up to try to sway you one way or the other. So my goal is to try to help you get the one that works best for you. That's one of the cool things about, my role with, doing all of this right here. This, by the way, is one of the larger 10 cubic foot, 12 volt compressor fridges, which is nice. But I want you to know what's real about these RVs, because if this one doesn't work for you, that's okay. We've got so many other RVs that might potentially do the trick for you. Now, down here, below the sink is space for a wastebasket. I'm trying not to trip over that drawer that I left open on the dinette and close that with one of my feet as I go, by the way. And there's space for a wastebasket down there. But this year they decided to actually build a wastebasket drawer into it. And I've said this in a couple of my videos. I would move the wastebasket under the sink and I would reclaim that kitchen drawer, because otherwise you've only got a single drawer in this RV. And don't get me wrong, one is more than zero last time I checked. Here's a really weird historical fact. It doesn't even make sense to us, but did you know that in the total course of human history, the concept of zero is actually fairly new? Early mathematics went from +1 to -1. There was no zero. So it's kind of a historically in humans history, a bit of a foreign concept, which I think is a very fun and weird fact. Anyway, you don't care. There's that one guy's like, nope, I only follow Josh's videos for the random tidbits. Well, person, you enjoy. You did it. All right. Enough of that. You get it. This RV's got storage. Let's I'll tell you what, I'm gonna back into the bathroom here, and I don't know a way around this, so unfortunately you're gonna have to stare at me holding this camera with this fuzzy thing. By the way, did you know these fuzzy covers on microphones are called dead cats? Yeah, super. I can't even make that up. Super awesome, isn't that? Isn't that such a lovely set of imagery that they've created? I don't even want to know how that name originated, actually. Vessel Sync is new for this year. What do you think about that, by the way? I've never used one a lot in an RV. I've seen a lot of very aggressive feedback, either super positive or super negative on those. Meanwhile, the space around the toilet in this is absolutely fantastic. They absolutely knocked that out of the park. Now these shelves right behind the toilet are open. I'm not a big fan of open storage, but they're low enough it doesn't bother me. What I like is how they do enclose these upper shelves. And normally I would say that would be a really good place for towels, but if I get a little further into this RV, you see that that doesn't have to necessarily be the case. Up top here, we've got the Fajita Friday Fume Fighting Fart Fan. They, no matter what, now we're in a black label model, but even if you're in the standard series Grey Wolf, you still get the XL vent fan, which is kind of a very cool thing. Blows me away that this more budget sensitive stick and tin camper can do that, but a bunch of these quote luxury fifth wheels can't. What a joke. Anyway, over on the left side of the screen, the headroom in this. I'm 6.5, nope. The RV is 6.5 foot tall, floor to ceiling. It's obviously shorter in the shower because I'm a little over 6 foot tall, so you can see the headroom challenge in there. Now, this shower hardware is part of the black label package. You get the like full-on luxury fifth wheel belly blaster kind of undercarriage cleaner situation. And you know what? I don't usually open storage live on camera like this, but today I realized I forgot to include my extra footage for you. So today we're doing it live like Bill O'Reilly. There you go. That upper cabinet, you know, as I'm looking at this, I almost kind of wish it had a hanging rod in there because it doesn't have shelving all the way. It just feels like it's too tall to be maximally useful. Am I wrong? I don't know. What's your opinion on that? I'm moving on. Whatever. The bed in the bedroom. How else can I say it? It's weird. I'm not using fisheye wide angle lenses, so you're not going to be able to see everything all at the same time. But this is a 66 wide by 74 inch long short Olympic queen. It's really weird. If you want to replace it with a more conventional short RV queen from like rvmattress.com, I think, and I don't have an affiliate code. I don't care if you buy from there or not. Again, I have no personal incentive for you to go buy a new mattress. I'm just letting you know if you wanted to, that's an outlet that could give you some options there. If you want to go with an 80-inch long residential length bed, you could. Household and USB outlets over there, by the way. But if you go with a longer mattress, your space to walk around the bed is going to be extremely limited because I'm already stepping sideways to get around it. You'd effectively be crawling all over the bed the whole time. And if I don't show the TV hookups, there's always that one commenter, he didn't show the TV hookups. They don't have it. This manufacturer's cheap. I can't believe it. It's like, calm down, Cletus. You know, it's okay. Sometimes I just don't show every single widget and whiz bang on camera. Now, what do you think about this? They went with full max height hanging closets right here. It makes the bed feel a little bit boxy, but remember, the bed is wider than industry standard. So you actually are less enclosed in this bed as compared to most queen beds. So there's that. Now, these are, oh, that was louder than I intended. I am so sorry. That annoyed me even. They're gravity drop. They're not strutted, but they also, they at least included doors. A lot of manufacturers won't include doors whatsoever. There's another one of those windows that in the standard series, I know for a fact in the standard series, that one opens for airflow. In the Black Label, they don't. Now watch this. Now that I've run my stupid mouth, they're going to make a mid-year change, and someone's going to watch this 2 months from now and be like, that door or that window doesn't open, and I'm looking at one with the tin skin. Yeah, I'm going to... I probably just wrote myself a check I can't cash on that one right there, but whatever, moving on. Oh, God, I'm walking backwards. I'm walking into stuff that I can't see because I'm walking backwards. And I do believe it is high time to close her all up for road mode. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it's a little bit tight, but I'm pretty sure you can actually navigate through this one pretty effectively. Well, as Ned Flanders would say, yes, indeedly doodly. As I mentioned, it gets awful close in here. But one of the things with this exact slide system, even though they went with a really big dinette, which you might notice, I mean, it sticks out, that's probably about 9 inches out of the slide right there, give or take. I could be off, I don't know. But even though it sticks out of the slide, you can still slide your way through here. No pun intended? I don't even know if that was a pun. I don't know. That's whatever. You get the idea. You never have to touch the slide. You can walk all the way through the RV. And not every builder of this floor plan, because there are several, has that capacity. So this actually has really excellent road mode access. And if you like seeing the slides closed and all the travel functions that we provide for you, it takes a lot of extra time. So at the very least, do me a favor, click the little, just leave me a little note that says, hey, thanks if you like road mode. Now keep it on like Joe Dirt, because life's a garden. Dig it. Now, I mentioned when this video began, there's some half-ton towing potential. Now, Cousin Garrett, nerd video editor, if you could leave the weights and measures up on the left side of the screen for an abnormally long amount of time, I think that'll help us here, because this RV is available 2 ways. You see over there in the background, the blue and white metal skin. That's how this RV would normally look. We're looking at it in the optional Black Label package. Now, what trips people up is normally when you see fiberglass, you assume aluminum, you assume lamination, you assume lesser weight, because that's usually true. That's not what's actually happening here. No matter what, this is still a stick-built camper. So the stuff that's on the left side of the screen is the base brochure version. This one ran across the scales at 5,683 pounds, which leaves 1,974 pounds of cargo capacity, which is still really good. Go ahead and get those specs off the screen there, Mr. Garrett. The thing that I'm getting at here is they build the running gear and the chassis on this so that if you get the heavier weight version, you're not overloading anything. Frankly, the heaviest version of this still has nearly 2,000 pounds of cargo capacity, which is still better than even some frickin' fifth wheels that I've seen. It just boggles my mind how many of these RVs out there nowadays have 2 things for cargo capacity. They have both jack and squat, and that's very potentially problematic. Now, tip to tail, tongue to bumper, it is just a little bit over 30 foot, as you had plenty of time to be able to see. But when you look at this, you feel like you got shortchanged on the awning, but you didn't. The awning's not bad. It's just all the way at the back of a 30-foot camper, and you have nothing else on the sidewall to draw your attention. So it feels a little funny that way. You don't have a full true pass-through, by the way. If you notice on the other side of the RV, that's where like your outside shower and your on-demand water heater are located. So you have a compartment, but not a true pass-through. Now, the underbelly of these are enclosed. They're not necessarily specifically forced air heated, but they do have holding tank heat pads, factory standard, which is kind of cool. You see how you've got a gas grill quick connect down there, which if you choose to bring your own little outside cooker, you've got yourself a fridge over here, an ice maker, and an outdoor hot-cold utility shower. This RV technically has 2 of those because this is over here to give you an easy access water source for the ice maker. Well, you bring your own little outside cooker and you've effectively built yourself an outdoor camp kitchen of sorts. Not exactly, but you get the idea. The main components, the general idea of it is there. But not everybody cares about an outside grill or griddle. On this floor plan, they didn't standardize it, mostly probably because they didn't have room, because they do that on a bunch of other models. I personally prefer to not have the dollars and cents of an outside grill or griddle force cooked into this RV, because I would prefer to get a different grill or griddle than what the RV industry typically provides. And I'd rather just not have that money built into it. But that's my 2 cents. I'd be kind of curious. do you like the idea of having the a grill or griddle factory standard, or optional, or not included, and pick your own a la carte? Leave me a little note if you're willing. Let me know. You might have noticed the backup camera up there, the ladder prep, the cargo rack hanging off the back. 200-pound rated on that before spare tire mounted on it, by the way. So you can get the full 200 pounds out of it, but you're going to have to take the spare tire off, so kind of keep that in mind. Now, if we look over here, it looks like you've got like double solar going on. You can barely see 2 solar panels sticking up over the roof line. It is, yes, but it's not also. Historically, these used to run a 100-watt solar package. Nothing to really write home about. What they basically did is they didn't change anything that they were doing because it worked. They just added a second 100-watt panel right from the factory level. So from the factory, these are standard with dual 100-watt panels, 200 watts of solar, and a charge controller up in this front compartment that is capable of accepting probably and easily another 200 watts, if not maybe slightly more, should you want to throw it at that. One of the things they did, they recently changed that controller though. One of the things that I like about it, it has 4 USB plugs on it. Now, I generally prefer, as a user, I prefer to have that solar charge monitor on the inside of the RV where I can check it out while I'm in there. But the thing is, there's actually some really nice benefits to having it outdoors, some of which I didn't know about until I talked to our service folks and learned a little bit about that. Because, man, I've been doing this about 16 years. I feel like I've barely scratched the surface on the stuff that I have to learn about these things yet. But I talked to our service team, and they said, we absolutely prefer it when the charge controller's in the compartment like that. And I was like, why? Basically because it allows them to more easily access not just the controller, but a lot of the wiring that's associated with it. And from the service standpoint, trying to get into the wiring of an RV sometimes is really a bear. So that they're like that cuts down the amount of labor time we have on any sort of like electrical solar job by like half as a result. I'm like, okay, that's cool. The other thing I liked about it, this now has 4 USB ports on it instead of the 1 like the old one used to. So the whole family, could be out here charging their phones or whatever the case, but not actually have to have it in your pocket. That's definitely one of those differences I've noticed between men's apparel and women's apparel. Side note, obviously, that guys' clothes have pockets. Why don't women's clothes have pockets? They need to put stuff in pockets too. That's stupid. So thanks again for tuning in. To you folks at home, this is just one video today. This is 6 or 7 in a row for me today, and you can probably hear it in my voice. I'm getting froggy, so I'm going to hop on out of here and head on home. When you're ready, we're ready. I'll leave you some links in the description to double check pricing and availability. And if there's something else that's in this like 30-foot no bunk couples camping kind of range, I'll see if I can't dig up a few other videos for you to take a look at via those links in the description. And I don't know, maybe this one works for you, maybe it doesn't. Either way, appreciate you hanging out this far. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.